Hey everyone, this is Carbonite, bringing you finally another video from the premium format. So today we actually have myself on the left playing Tachikaze, which is definitely a deck I do not play that often. I used to play it a bit more back in the day, but these days I really don't bring it out. It's kind of just collecting dust in its box. Anyways, this is for all you Tachi fans out there. Unfortunately, this is not going to be a good match for me. I'll just let you know up there. So if you like Tachis, this is definitely not the game for you to be watching. But if you're a Tachi player, I'm sure you're used to your regularly scheduled depression every time you play the deck. But anyways, getting into the match, we are going to be going second, playing against NLK. Just going to be riding into, I don't know, what is that? Edge in the Darkness or something. Whatever. Just going to be riding into Prison Bird, checking top 5, not actually hitting anything, which is pretty common. You don't actually play that many grade 3s in Tachis. Going to be seeing him riding into the, I believe it's called Poison Subductor. Counterblasting 1, discarding 1. You select 3 cards with the same name. 2 go to soul, 1 to hand. I believe that's what it is. I'm not going to be bothered to look up these cards. I've already edited an NLK video. That NLK video was way too long, and I had to look up way too many cards. Thankfully for this match, I won't have to be doing that as much, just because we're not going to be seeing as many cards being played, and more importantly, we're not going to be seeing as many cards played down, taken back, played back again, do the exact same thing, and not actually do anything. But anyways, we are going to be swinging with the Poisonous Dagger, actually hitting into a heal, healing down to 0. I'm going to be hitting some form of trigger. Probably not a draw because I don't think I drew. We are just going to be drawing for turn and deciding what we want to ride. So it looks like we are probably just going to be riding into that Mega Rex, which is pretty much the ideal ride target for Tachikaze. It does a lot. It's a pretty good unit overall. I think right here we're kind of just deciding if we want to damage deny here. It is definitely, there is something to be said about damage denying NLK, but at the same time, I kind of do need to push. So I am actually going to be calling down that, I don't actually know its name, but we are going to be pushing just a little bit with that. Probably not a good idea considering this is NLK Baro, so like committing this card from hand means that it's going to be a lot harder for me to actually push next turn. But we are going to just see me going here, not actually retiring with the Mega Rex to draw a card. Just going to be swinging, pushing that 2 damage. I think I just figured that like I kind of want to just push as hard as I can. Even though like damage dying was an option there, I would be losing a card from hand because there's no rears to swing into. I obviously can't swing under because he is all Protect Clan. But honestly, just giving him the 2 CB was probably not the greatest idea. I mean, you can always just call a Heal Guard in NLK, so them having no damage isn't that much of a problem because they do basically just need like 1 CB for the NLK itself, and then they can always just like counter charge to make the Baro depending on what they soul charge. Anyways, getting back into the Dark Irregular turn, we are going to be seeing 3 Hysteric Shirleys coming down, which is what you saw there. Soul charging 3, so putting 6 more cards into the soul. I think we're at like 14 using a that grade 1 puts the Dimension Creeper that was damage checked. Another reason why actually damage dying might have actually been a decent idea. But it's going to be putting that Dimension Creeper into soul, which is going to be just soul blasted out to soul charge 2 more, and then using that the dog thing, which is basically just another Dimension Creeper, except it binds itself to soul charge 2 more. So we are like at 16 soul or something ridiculous like that. Looks like we're gonna be seeing, I think that's like One-Eyed Succubus coming out, and then just using that what's it called, Enigmatic Assassin, swinging at the Vanguard for a pretty big number, because I think it's at like plus 15 on the Protect 2. It's like 20 plus the 5, that's 25. That's like a 20k card, which I'm not going to be bothering with. Not going to be hitting anything. Taking the Vanguard swing, I am only at 2. Looks like I am going to be getting a nice draw trigger, which means that I have a pretty decent potential of living this. And we saw his soul charges weren't too impactful. We didn't see a lot of the like kill cards. But we are going to be seeing him re-ride into that Baro. Just call out the Enigmatic Assassin and swing again, which is still hitting for 20. So it's actually still going to hit my Vanguard, who is only at 19. So we are going to be going 29 just to guard that. swinging the Baro using the skill. So obviously, like, giving him that second damage just kind of enables him to do this. Otherwise, we would have had to seen some kind of like a counter charger come out, like that girl who will counter charge. So honestly, maybe just giving him 1 damage was probably the play, but you know, hindsight. Anyways, this Baro is going to be swinging for 3 damage. I believe it's 22, but I could be forgetting if NLK gives power. I'm actually going to make pretty decent misplay. I'm just going to neg 2 crits to the Baro, which means I'm going to be taking 1 damage from this attack. I think we honestly probably should have just given the 10k. That would have been, what, a really big number. That would have been 25 or 24, 34, 44. Just makes more sense. Going to be swinging with, I believe that's like Edge in the Darkness that we called out. Swinging with it, calling out Negative Assassin, swinging again, which I think is still going to be a 5k guard because I'm not going to hit defensive, but we are going to see a defensive here. So swinging that, I don't think it hits anymore, but we are going to be just shoving the Negative Assassin into the soul and then just getting the counter charge off. So anyways, I managed to survive the NLK turn. It wasn't as impactful as NLK usually is, so not a huge surprise there. We're just going to be riding into that Spino Driver and then striding into the really the only stride that Tachikaze ever goes into, that Gluttony Nebros. Just looking at the hand, I do have enough to pull off the Gluttony. If I'd kept that grade 2 from last turn, things would be a lot easier. Things would probably be a lot better. But as you're gonna see, I do actually have enough cards. We're gonna be calling out that Savage Mercenary, calling out a Shooter, just tapping it to give the Savage Mercenary a gauge, which is the 3. We're gonna call down a Petra and another Spino Driver, which is a total of 5 cards that Gluttony Nebros needs, because it needs to actually just retire rear guards or equip gauges. And now that I'm realizing this or watching this back, I'm pretty sure I do this wrong, because you're actually supposed to engorge, so I should have called another card from hand here. Sorry about that. Pretty big mistake, but if you think about it, I can just retire that Tetra, the pterodactyl thing, Soul Blast 1, call it back out. So technically I still would have been able to do everything that I'm doing right here. I would have just had 1 less soul, which, as we're going to see, doesn't really make that much of a difference, because, like, as we see here, we're going to be using that Tetra skill. So if I'd done it right, I would have just engorged with the pterodactyl, Soul Blast 1, call it out, and then eat the 5 to restand the Vanguard. Just going to be swinging for a 27 at the Vanguard, and we are going to be seeing absolute depression here with this G Guardian. It is a new Dark Irregular G Guardian from the last premium collection, which for a counterblast lets you neg critical for every 5 or 10 cards in the soul. I think it's 10. So we're actually going to be giving the Gluttony Nebros -1 criticals for the turn, and not just the battle. So I'm going to be swinging, going to be trying to hit a trigger, but we're going to be seeing me just hit 1 stand trigger, and then swinging again with -1 crit, swing, and hit another 3 blanks, which really depressing when you have 8 drive checks and you hit 1 trigger. But you know, that is just that do be how it is playing Gluttony Nebros and playing Tachis in general. Sometimes you do just swing, get 6 drive checks, and then hit absolutely nothing. So we do see my hand being pretty stacked there, but as you saw from the drive checks, a lot of it is just like 5k guards and 10k shields. So not really a lot we can do, especially with NLK popping out over here. We've got that the grade 2 girl, the one you re-ride, the Negative Assassin, a full board, so we can do a full NLK board. So there's really no hope of us really surviving this. Yeah, I believe we actually rewrote another NLK from hand. I wasn't paying super close attention, but it looks like we did, because, yeah, well, obviously because we got another protect marker. So this is pretty much it for me. I'm just gonna be taking the damage, save myself the trouble of of just trying to calculate all these numbers. But anyways, that's just gonna be it for the video. Sorry for the depression, but go ahead and do all that YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.